In today's chess video, I will be sharing an effective chess opening trick known as the Halosar trap. Are you ready for an exhilarating chess experience? This video will leave you captivated as you explore fascinating tactical ideas that can elevate your chess skills to new heights. Let's dive into the Queen's pawn opening, d4 d5. We start by offering our e4 pawn, which Black gladly captures. This opening is commonly known as the Black-Diema Gambit. Now, we play knight to c3, putting pressure on the e4 pawn. Black responds naturally by developing their knight to f6. Next, we present another pawn sacrifice with f3. Black accepts by capturing the e4 pawn. Typically, the conventional response would involve recapturing the pawn with our knight, but we have a different plan in mind. Instead, we capture the pawn with our queen. This move presents an additional pawn, indicated here, and is referred to as the Ryder Gambit, or the Halosar trap. Black naturally captures with their queen. Our main objective with this line is to clear the d-file, allowing our rook to target the opponent's king. Therefore, the most logical move in this variation is bishop to e3, attacking the enemy queen and simultaneously preparing for castling, which will activate our rook on the open file. Now, let's shift our focus to Black's perspective. It's clear that Black needs to relocate their queen since it's under attack, and they also anticipate our intention to castle. At this point, Black has a cunning trap at their disposal. They can play b4, targeting our pawn. If we proceed with castling, although our pawn will be safeguarded, Black can execute a clever move, bishop to g4, putting pressure on both our queen and rook. That could indeed be a troublesome situation for Black, but let's analyze the possibilities. After Black plays the natural move queen to b4 in an attempt to trap us, we can invite the challenge by simply castling on the queen side. Black might feel confident, thinking they have successfully trapped us, but the tables are about to turn. If Black proceeds with bishop to g4, they will soon realize their mistake. We can respond with the crushing move knight to b5. If Black gets carried away and captures our queen, we can deliver a checkmate with knight to c7. Alternatively, if Black tries to take our knight with their queen, we can capture their queen with our bishop, delivering a check to Black. After Black blocks the check, we can save our queen and gain a significant advantage in the game. If Black attempts to free up squares for their king by playing a move like pawn to e5, we have a strong response with knight c7 check. Black's only move would be king to e7, and then we can play queen takes b7. If Black captures our queen, they fall into a blunder as bishop to c5 delivers a beautiful checkmate. Now, let's go back to the position where Black plays knight to a6 to protect the c7 pawn, which is a common response. By bringing the knight to a6, Black has inadvertently blocked their queen from defending the b7 pawn. This allows us to capture the b7 pawn with our queen, placing Black in a difficult position. We are double attacking the pawn and threatening to capture their queen through a discovered attack. At this point, Black's options become limited. If Black tries something like rook to b8, we can simply capture the rook with our queen, delivering a check and gaining a significant advantage in the game. After knight captures the queen, knight to c7 indeed results in a beautiful checkmate. Now, let's go back to the position where Black plays rook to c8, defending the pawn. In this case, we can simply take the knight with our queen. And if the bishop tries to capture our rook, we have another checkmate with queen to c8. Going back once again, if the bishop immediately attempts to exchange rooks by playing bishop to d1, we can respond with queen captures rook, delivering a check. After the king moves, we can save our knight and take control of the game. We are attacking the bishop and the knight. We have a significant development advantage. Black's king is exposed, and their pieces are not effectively coordinated. Winning from this position should be relatively straightforward. Now, let's consider the best move for Black in this position, which is queen to e4, double attacking our queen and the bishop. Black is aiming to exchange queens and mitigate the damage. However, we should not take the queen. Instead, we capture the knight and continue to threaten the weak c7 pawn. If black tries to capture the rook first, we can simply take the bishop. After rook to d8 check, we can block with our bishop, maintaining a significant material advantage. Therefore, capturing the bishop with the rook is not a good idea for black. Going back to the position, it is clear that black needs to capture the bishop with his queen to give a check. In response, we move our king to b1. Now, black needs to address the threat to the c2 pawn, so they play queen to c5 to support it. We continue our attack by playing queen to b7, attacking the rook. If the bishop captures the rook, we respond with queen takes rook, delivering a check. The king has only one possible move, which is to d7. To counter the checkmate threat, we block with our knight by moving it to c3, simultaneously attacking the bishop. At this point, white has a decisive advantage. Black's pieces are inactive and unable to contribute effectively, while white has multiple attacking options to exploit the exposed black king. We can bring our bishop into play with tempo, our knight can jump to f3, and our rook can join in the assault on the vulnerable king. Overall, this position gives white a strong advantage. Now, let's consider what happens if black plays rook to c8. In this case, we can capture the a7 pawn with our knight. The bishop cannot capture the knight due to the threat of queen to c8 checkmate. So black plays bishop to f5, double attacking the c2 pawn. However, we can activate our bishop by playing bishop to b5, delivering a check. The king cannot move, and if black blocks with the knight or the bishop, queen to c8 results in checkmate, ending the game. Looking back at the position, while the most natural move appears to be queen to b4, the best move, which is harder to spot, is queen to g4. Black should aim to exchange queens, and white should not allow that to happen, considering the material advantage of being 2 pawns up. From there, white should focus on continuing with their development. This should lead to an even game, or perhaps black may have a slight advantage. Nevertheless, this opening trick is definitely worth trying out in your games. Before we conclude, don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore the other videos displayed on your screen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace.